I have to be honest, when it comes to console generations, I feel like this new one hasn't been all it's cracked up to be in terms of why we get new generations in the first place. And that could be a little bit disheartening to some people. I know for me, it was a little bit weird because I'm so used to seeing a generation come and then the new one absolutely doing things that the previous one and the previous hardware couldn't do. So it's weird to me in this world that we live in now that games are still capable of running on like such old hardware and things like that. But I guess I really shouldn't be surprised. Now, what's more is interesting is that a lot of these media outlets, the digital foundries, the IGNs, all these places gave out like technical awards and things like that for best graphics, and it's just very surprising to me that PlayStation 5 pretty much swept all of these type of awards. I'm not saying that Xbox didn't have great looking games because I feel like they really did. I feel like Forza Horizon 5 obviously was a great looking game, but I just feel like for the amount of hype, for the way that people talked about the Xbox Series X, it's just incredible to me that considering that everybody was saying that there was going to be such a huge gap, there didn't end up being that huge gap. And I think I was right all along because I think the Xbox is the better console, right? Like, I honestly think that. But I also think that it's better because of my preference. It's not better necessarily because it's got all this extra power and horsepower and things like that. But I do want to get into that because this video, I feel like, is something that needed to be said. And this came to my attention, and I just thought it was definitely worth talking about. What's up, everybody? I'm the Crapgamer, and this, of course, is Crapgamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice a few cool changes around here, but that shouldn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It really means the world, and I just can't say enough good things about each and every one of you. You've been absolutely amazing. Now, with that being said, what's very interesting to me is the way that so many people kind of said, oh, well, this is the best looking game, this is the best looking game. Like, we can look with our eyes and say, wow, that's a really fantastic looking game. But at the end of the day, I think leave it to the professionals, the ones that can actually go out there and, test these things and showcase what can actually be done on this hardware and not previous hardware. And we finally got an answer to that, thankfully. Now, I'm not sure who here is very familiar with NX Gamer, but I think he either works for IGN or maybe he used to previously. But according to him, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is the #1 best graphic and technology of 2021. So he's a person that actually has, the tools and the technology to run the tests and stuff like that. And I felt that it was very interesting what he had to say. I have a little clip, and this is also a shout out to Joe Miller on Twitter for having this little clip ready to go. And I wanted everybody to kind of hear exactly what he had to say because I feel like it was sort of in line with why I like Generations in the first place. So have a listen to what NX Gamer had to say about Ratchet and Clank.
As every new generation needs to have a title that you can point to and say that there simply could not exist in this fidelity and quality on anything other than the PlayStation 5. And this is what Generations are all about. It's a great shame the same cannot be said for the Xbox in 2021, but for now, Insomniac have delivered the goods more than once in the past 12 months, and they deserve all the praise and adulation for that. They are my #1 in 2021.
So his #1 in 2021, we obviously are slightly past 2021, and I'm not 100% sure when this video came out, but you guys can feel free to check it out or whatever. I do find it to be very interesting, and he directly calls out Xbox as not having that type of title that is there to really take advantage of the new hardware, and that really is a shame. Like, for me, I know a lot of people maybe keep up with what I do in terms of gaming because I post a lot of screenshots and things like that. Now, the screenshots that I've been posting lately, believe it or not, so far into 2022, I've beaten 2 games. Now, I don't know if it counts as beating the game in 2020. I guess as long as you roll credits in it this year, it counts as beating it this year. But I beat Call of Duty Vanguard on Xbox Series X. Reason why was it got gifted to me for Christmas from a fan. And I like having Call of Duty on both platforms because I have friends on both platforms, and so it's really nice to be able to load up Call of Duty. It's such a staple, and I can load that up on Xbox or PlayStation. And because it's the cross-gen versions, what's funny is I have a PS4 Pro and a PSVR hooked up out in the living room. That's not where I do most of my gaming, but I was out there with the kids the other day, and we were just kind of shooting the breeze, and I just decided to hop on Vanguard on the Pro and play it. And what's interesting is, because it's all tied to one account, my character that I had been playing with and leveling up with on Xbox was also that same level and had all those unlocks on PlayStation 4. So, I kind of like that aspect of it. But yeah, so I beat Vanguard campaign this year, and I beat Halo Infinite campaign this year, even though I started playing that last year. It took me a little while. Now, a lot of people ask me what I think real quick about the Halo Infinite campaign. I really liked it. I thought what they did was pretty cool. There was a little surprise twist there at the end. I feel like the game stuck around maybe a little bit too long, and it really needed co-op because I got bored with the outposts and stuff like that, like the side quest stuff. I did a few of them, but most of the point, I got bored with them because I felt like, just going in alone got kind of old. And, I just really felt like if I would have had that extra person with me or extra people, we could have went and cleaned out all the outposts and did all the side stuff. And, I would have loved to do that stuff. But as it was, I just kind of liked it for what it was and thought they did a good job. I would have loved some different environments and things like that. But this isn't about that because, listen, Halo is back and Halo is a really good game. But it's not a great looking game, it's not that showpiece. I can 100% surely say that. Now, there are some good looking parts in the game, mostly when you're inside, but at the end of the day, what Halo was able to do was just prove that, hey, we're back, and that's great news. And, when it comes to the best looking games of 2021, yeah, listen, I think Forza Horizon 5 is great. But I looking back, I look at some of my screenshots of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and that is just like on a different level. They're doing the ray tracing, they're doing all this kind of stuff. NX Gamer said it's the best looking game. I think Digital Foundry, or at least some of the people at Digital Foundry, said that some of the people there are that it was one of the best games. And again, I think that that's really exactly kind of what's happening time and time again, is that Insomniac Games has quickly and I think quietly become one of the top developers in the world, and they've done such a fantastic job with that, and enough good things cannot be said about Insomniac Games. That's why so many people are excited about Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, because they have that pedigree there of doing so many great things, and I absolutely love that about them. There's no doubt when they're doing a game that, hey, it's going to be great, and I think that that's where we're at right now. And that's hats off to them. All that hard work has kind of paid off, and it gets people excited, and for them to win technical achievements right away, especially only a few months after launch of these new consoles, to be able to take such advantage of that, to do things that can't be done on the previous generations, I feel like that is absolutely incredible. And I love hearing that, and I love seeing that, especially since there was a lot of detractors. And I'm an Xbox fan, but I'm not going to be an Xbox fan that's going to blow smoke up your rear. It's a game that really deserves what it gets, and that's fantastic to hear. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crapgamer 'em up, Crapgamer out.